Hello friends, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. My name is Nikki, and today I just kind of wanted to chat with you about some things that are on my mind. I've done this type of video before and I think you guys really enjoyed it. It was titled, I don't watch white beauty YouTubers, I think. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link to the video down below. I like to dialogue with you guys about these things. I'm very open here on the channel. I just like to chat because I kind of feel like you guys are just like my girlfriends, and when things happen, I just like to tell you about them. So let's jump into it. Gotta do disclosures. Number one, hopefully this doesn't offend you. I try to be very careful about the way I say things, and I always use fake names. Number two, what was I gonna say? I'm trying to delicately get into this. I did change names. I got people's permission to talk about this. And then, so let's just get into it. I was gonna say number three, telling you about my friends. Here we go. Going out with a couple of girlfriends. I need to tell you what nationality they are because it does play into the story. Going out with about 5 girlfriends. I told you guys this in that video that I mentioned that I'll link down below. I don't watch white beauty YouTubers. I grew up in a very diverse area in Washington, D.C. So growing up, I've always had friends literally from all over the world. From Africa, from China, from Japan, from Jamaica, from the Caribbean. And I've kind of carried that over to living here in LA. My friends are from all over, literally. Armenia, Japan, Mexico, Colombia, Africa, everywhere. So I'm going out with 5 girlfriends. 2 of my girlfriends are Caucasian. 2 of my girlfriends are African American, and I think my other friend is from Japan. So 5 of us. That matters because we'll get into it. So we're going to, first we were doing a whole day. We were just doing like lunch. We did brunch, did some day drinking, and then we decided to go to, was it Rite Aid? I think we were going to Rite Aid to go look at their beauty products. Side note, if you are anywhere near Beverly Hills, the Rite Aid in Beverly Hills, what street is it on? I think there's only one, no, there's 2 Rite Aids. If I can remember which one it was, that Rite Aid was amazing. First of all, it kind of looked like a Macy's or a Nordstrom, and their beauty section was amazing. Side note. We go into that Rite Aid and we're walking around, looking around, and one of my girlfriends, we will call her Jane, stops at the black Opal section. And she's like, man, that blush is really, really pretty. I want to pick it up. And I was like, you should. That would look really good on you. And she's like, but the brand's called Black Opal and it's for black women, so I'm not going to buy it. And I was just like, wait, what? I was like, Jane, I'm trying not to say her real name. I got permission from her to talk about this because that's just how we are. They're totally, that's why I love my friends. They're totally fine with me discussing these things that we have and just using this as a platform just to tell a story so I can hear your guys' thoughts. And she's like, well, yeah, I don't use makeup products from like black brand, what did she say? I'm trying to word it exactly how she said it. She said, I don't use makeup products for brands that are specifically just for black women. And I was really perplexed by that because think about it for myself as an African American woman. I feel like growing up, most of the brands I would see in the store were catered specifically to women that weren't women of color. So that's the only choice I had. Not so much now, it's getting a lot better. But back then, I knew that those brands weren't catering to me. They didn't even have shade ranges past like what they would call like caramel, and it was very, very light. But I had no choice and I would use it and whatever. You just had to make it work back then. That's just how it was, you know? There was like one deep shade and that was it. And so I asked Jane, I was like, why is that? Why, just because the brand is Black Opal and you think it's for black women? I was like, it's a shade. If a shade looks good on you, you can use it. And she's like, well, I just feel like, you know, the way she explained it was just confusing to me. Basically what she was saying is that she doesn't use those brands because they're made for women of color, and she basically feels like she should stay in her lane, use products that are catering to her skin tone, and that was that. So even if she sees maybe even an eyeshadow palette, that's where I was just like, what? She was like, yeah, even if it's an eyeshadow palette and maybe it's really pretty, I just don't, you know, I just go like CoverGirl or Milani or something. And I was just like perplexed. So we talked about it, and she did end up getting a couple of eyeshadow palettes. I'm not gonna like tell you guys what we talked about. I mean, I'll give you a brief synopsis, but we were talking about it the whole day, and I was explaining, you know, a shade is a shade, it doesn't matter. And we even got into talking about Black owned businesses. If you don't know, I just launched my store, which is Luna Glow. She's so supportive of it, basically bought every product, and I was like, you don't feel the same way. Let's say CoverGirl was owned by a Black woman, which it's not, but let's say it was. Do you feel the same way about shopping at Black owned businesses? And she was like, no. And I was like, well, then how does it make sense? It's a color, it's a shade. If it's something that you think looks pretty, like if you see this palette, this is a Rimmel palette, and it says Black Radiance, and you know, or you think in your head, this is only supposed to be for Black women or women of color, but the shades in the palette you love and you think they would look good on you, why does it matter if it's supposed to cater to Black women? That was the point I used, and I think that kind of stuck with her, and she got it. And I was just like, I wonder if other people think this way. I'm not judging. I don't judge my friends. This is why I love having friends from all over the world, because it just opens your mind to the way that different people think, how they perceive things, how they grew up, the cultural beliefs that they have. That's why I love traveling, but that's why I love having friends from around the world. And I love that my friends are just so open and honest, and we literally talked about it, and she bought the palette. She bought a couple of things, actually. And it was just nice to see her open her mind to that. So anyways, that was kind of a rambly talk, but I wanted to know your guys' thoughts. Can we talk about this and be nice, please? Because I feel like this could kind of teeter on people getting in arguments. I hope not. You guys, my subbies, are awesome. I feel like you guys are so respectful and you speak your mind without being rude, but maybe some new people seeing this, let's try to be nice. But I'd like to know your thoughts on that. And share down below if maybe you feel kind of like Jane feels. Do you feel like maybe a brand like Black? I'm trying to think of other brands that are more so made for women of color. I'm wondering if women, like white women, do you stay away from those brands because you feel like they're catered just to women of color, they're not for you, so you're not even gonna buy that stuff? I never even thought of that because, like I told you, I'm on the other, what am I trying to say? I'm not on the other side, but I've always felt like I've had to do the reverse, and I know other women of color feel this way, is that we've basically had to make things work even when there weren't shades for us, or even when there weren't blush shades light enough for us. And I know people that are very light, very fair have had this issue too. It's, you know, both ends of the spectrum, deep skin tones and then people that are very light. So I don't know, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Do any of you kind of maybe think like Jane and you kind of stay away from those brands? Or do you not care if it's for women of color or not, and you just buy what you like? Because that's how I am. I don't care who it's made for. I don't care if it's made for Latino women, white women, snow women, Eskimo women. I don't care, I'll try it. If it looks pretty to me, I'm like, I'm gonna buy that. I don't care. I don't care. I was trying to think of a brand where it's like, I wouldn't try it. No, I don't care. I'd buy it. So I'm just interested to hear your thoughts. This was kind of a rambly video, but I thought I would share because I really am interested to hear from you guys. So sound off very nicely, politely, respectfully in the comments down below. I'm not calling out. The last time I did this, the video, I don't watch white beauty YouTubers, a couple people were like, why are you calling out your friends? That's rude. You shouldn't do that. My friends are so awesome. We talk about this stuff. They love my channel. Jane is watching this video. I told her, I was like, this is a perfect video topic. She's like, it really is. You should totally talk about it. She actually wanted to be in the video, but she had to work when I'm filming this. So anyways, I'm not calling my friends out. My friends know. Like, we're just cool. We're very open-minded, just cool, laid-back people. So let me know your thoughts down below. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say. Check out the video. I don't watch white beauty YouTubers. I think the title is misleading. It's not what you think it's about. If you haven't seen it, check it out right here.